I'm Michelle Reynolds. I volunteer I'm a volunteer counsellor at two different places, in a GP practice and at York College. So it's quite a wide spectrum of people that I'm working with, and it's part of my college course, but it's also a volunteer there as well. So it's counselling work, one-to-one work with, at the college it's 16 to 25-year-olds, and then at the GP practice it's anyone really that the doctors refer that they think the service would be good for. I did some volunteering whilst I was at uni before, and I've gone back now to do my counselling course, and as part of that we have to get our hours, but we can do it anywhere that interests us really. So I'd always thought a GP practice would be a nice environment to do it in, and somewhere where I'd get really good experience, and that's exactly what it's been really. It's a lovely environment. You get to kind of know all the staff slowly over time, and get lots of support, and get to meet loads of really interesting people really, and hopefully it makes a difference. So yeah, it's great. Like today is one of my volunteering days, so I'll do half a day here, and then I'll go down to the GP practice, and I'll have 4 people booked in, so I'll go in and sort of prepare the room, make it a bit less clinical, sort of make a bit of a corner where we can talk to someone. And then usually I've got my appointments already booked in, so I'll just wait for my first one to arrive, and I can offer them sort of 50 minutes together, which is their time really to talk about whatever they need to. I'll have had like a bit of a referral from the doctor about what's going on for them, and then it's their space really, so somewhere quiet. And then after that I'll just go quite quickly on to the next one, so I'll have about 10 minutes in between where I can go make a cup of tea and chat to the office staff, and then meet my next person, keep all my notes up to date, use the computer systems that they have there, and if there's any issues that come up, if anyone's sort of at risk or concerned about things, then I'll go and speak to their GP, which is really handy that they're just in the same place, otherwise it can be really difficult to kind of chase people up. So that's really good, and you can sometimes just go and say, oh, I'm worried about this, just get a bit of support really. Well, I think basically for them it's about getting people from a varied background and experience. So they've got some counsellors there who have been doing it for years, and then they also are open to people like myself who are still in training. So we're hopefully really enthusiastic, really keen to learn, and get that support as well from them. But I think sort of from a financial side, it's free, and that's a huge thing for them at the moment because they've had cuts to their funding every year. I think it's been going down and down. But the GP who runs the service is really, really passionate about it, and it's the only way he could do it really, I think, with volunteers, and he'd hate to see it go. I think it's massively important, because when we're looking for placements you tend to contact loads of different places, but when I went to meet this GP, he was just so passionate, had so much knowledge as well, and he's also doing a lot of work in the community and with other GPs, so it's getting the service known as well, and getting a name for itself, because there are a lot of GP practices that don't have any volunteer counsellors at all, or any services they can refer to, so it's quite unique. I know he does a lot of canvassing for the service around the area as well, so that's nice to know that he is behind it. But yeah, I think when I met him I just thought there's a lot I could learn from him, and he is really busy and I don't get to see him all the time, but when I do it's really helpful for my learning as well. Yeah. I think it's something I'd like to do more, because being a counsellor can be a bit isolating, and because we're all booked in at different times I don't really get to see the other volunteers, just at team meetings. So things like at Christmas when we'll all get together, it'll be nice just to see where everyone's at and catch up with them really, because otherwise we just sort of pass in the hallway and say hi and then we've got to quickly get on with our own stuff. So yeah, it's good when we catch up.